All right, awesome. Let's take a look at this balance sheet. Web query report, trial balance. We have the date. It's some of the basic columns that we already have included, except we just have a regular amount column. It's not going to have that relative part to it. Subsidiary account name from the account by type, the account internal ID as well. Going
If you
to the
could,
more options, something.
I'm sorry, if you just
Mhm.
click on those columns, so where we can take
See the actual
where the source is. So in this case, it's yeah, exactly. And the next column,
account by
okay.
type.
Hmm. Next
Account by
column.
type, name, GL style,
Yep.
subsidiary internal ID, trial balance amount. Here, normal,
Hmm.
just the same period range. So coming over to the filters, here I included 3 years of data and it flowed through nicely and quickly, consolidated. And so basically, kind of like the income statement, I just did not equal to the income statement
Hmm.
accounts. Um,
But this would work for both.
Exactly. I
Yep.
use the exact same script from income statement. I include to show zeros in activity only.
Hmm.
These two were causing problems if they're not
Yes.
checked, especially
Hmm.
if activity only is not
Uh-huh.
checked. Allow web query, all the basic stuff like that. And the thing about this is when we run it, it's just going to give us deltas. And so that's completely fine. What I had to do to load initial balances was basically coming over to reports and creating a balance sheet, and just customizing that. We just needed to remove a few things. And once you remove those, you can just package that up in flat file import into Adaptive. Um, I
Yeah.
actually brought mine into integration because I think there was a sign flip for the asset accounts.
For the asset accounts.
Um,
For
exactly.
the.
So you can do that in Excel. I
Mhm.
just did an integration.
Yep.
So here I actually removed everything. So delete the assets, delete the liabilities, adding a financial section of all accounts, creating a new section. Don't display rows, keep that like it is. We're going to add a filter here for account type, none of cost of goods sold, control click income, other income, passive expense. Okay. Um, Perfect. Then we're going to come over to edit columns. We're going to don't add a grand total. We're going to come over here to financial. Going to add account line, internal ID, subsidiary, internal ID, and date. Just accounting period and date. Total. I don't think I touched any of these filters. Show zeros. Don't think I selected that. Let's go ahead and just preview. So I guess I did this a little bit differently. Typically, you'll have the accounts. I think this is correct. I guess it's just multiple months. You can then just export this to Excel and then just kind of manipulate it in a way that you have all of the amounts um,
For the
for
opening
yeah,
balance
for
sheet. Yeah. For the opening balance.
exactly. And
And
this
then
is
you
for
set
just
up.
the initial You're just
Yeah.
going to run this for the initial balance.
Yeah.
Um,
And then you set the account to Delta because the other report is Delta because you're only selecting activities in Adaptive.
right.
Yep.
And so basically this is going to, or when you run the adaptive trial balance sheet, you're then going to get activity for each account at each subsidiary in the consolidated currency for each month that you run that. So once you come to, a data designer or design integrations now, we can then see all of the, the dates, the subsidiary, the amounts, the internal ID, and then you can just join that on subsidiary and account table to get your mappings and these are all going to be the activity for each of these months.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically how you do the balance sheet without having to add 24 amount columns and loading balances. This is all require your balance sheet accounts to actuals by delta. So
Let's
that
look at
kind
the
of
script. Let's look at the script.
yeah. So here, I took the income statement one that's in box. I added a function because I was troubleshooting to remove commas, but it ended up not even needing it in this case. I was running into a different error with my income statement. But it's pretty straight out the box. It's just the income statement. Make sure you're the account owner, whatever your table name is, your source ID, add your columns. It's exactly like the income statement one.
Okay, and it only has limited number of columns, so and you can run it for
I ran this one for 3 years.
3 years.
So I have, yeah, 36 rows.
Yep.
So it gets you everything. It's fast and it's much quicker and easier, in my opinion, than the other way. So
Mm-hmm.
I've loaded some data now. There still needs to be some changes to the level structure in this particular model, but before I load all 3 years, but I tested it against just running a normal balance sheet report and checking the balances, and it worked out properly. So I'm probably going to, whenever you require consolidated currency for your balance sheet, this is definitely the way to go.
And then have you linked the exchange rates yet?
I have not.
Not yet.
And
Okay. We
everything's
can
going
discuss that.
in at USD, so
USD. Yeah.
that's yeah.
Yeah. And we can discuss that like, I did with the other one after this recording. Okay.
Right,
Anything
right, right.
else? Anything else you want to add? Should I stop?
Yeah, that's probably good. It's pretty straightforward. It's basically the income statement, except a few minor changes with how we build the report in NetSuite.
Okay. Let me stop
Awesome.
the recording.